Hello YouTube, welcome back. Do you want to watch some Dwarf Fortress? Obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video, would you? Or maybe you're just an idiot and you clicked on the wrong video and you're sitting here going, oh, how do I get this idiot off of my screen? Oh, what's going on? In which case, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to steal those view minutes very greedily. Oh, sweet, sweet attention. Oh, yeah. That's fine. You can pick off if you want. It's not a problem. Anyway, let's get this trade underway because we've got... Who was that? Was he called Ticklebeard? Did I just see a person in that... Aquos Cloak Treats, not Cloak Teats. For some reason I was imagining some sort of breast cowl. Not a cowl. Loincloth? It's not a loincloth. What would you call... I was about to say, what would you call a loincloth over breasts? And then I realised that's a bra. Very, very much an invented thing. Not something I need to come up with. Where are we going now? We need someone in there to trade. So let's request the trader at the depot. And let's see what goods we have for trade. Now, looking at this list, I'm guessing the first thing we want to check for is trap components. Do we have any spiked balls remaining? Which we probably don't, but it's worth a check. Trap components, have I gone past them? Maybe we don't actually have any trap components. That's a possibility. Instruments, tools, cages, powders. Powders? White sandbag, quicklime bags. Oh, tons of this stuff is going to be just lying on the ground outside where people have been jacked, isn't it? That's the problem here. I can't be actually sure what is in my fortress and what isn't. If I go down to crafts, if I go to glass, is that gonna find me all my glass things? Selenite ring, dacite earring. Don't want any of this shit. Oh look, there's the earring and ring that were lying on the floor in the gates. We can definitely sell those. How about a dog hair ring? Who's got this? Who's making this shit? Let's seeing as it's all so close, we should probably just bung all this shit in there anyway. There we go. Lots of rings. Koganlibad. Well, that looks like a named item along with that, so we won't sell those. Crafts-wise, I'm not seeing a lot of goblets. I would like to sell goblets, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be an option. We probably have some very expensive fine meals. Oh, cups, mugs and goblets. Ah, excellent. Okay, so we'll put a couple of bins of those up, ready to be moved, and I'm just going to check to see if we've got any prepared meals that we can sell for ludicrous quantities of cash. Cups, mugs, flasks, water skins, buckets, barrels, cages, stone blocks, bodywear, headwear, glass, drinks, but no prepared meals. I can do a search though, can't I? Let's do a search on the word prepared. Well, where's the search thing? Okay, maybe I can't search. Oh well, what we've got in there's good enough. Some goblets will be fine for trading. Let's just let this carry on. And hopefully Sal will be up there to trade relatively quickly. That would be nice. Let's have a little look. Oh, Stratosphere, thank you very much for the sub. Much appreciated. I didn't notice that a moment ago. 3 minutes ago, according to my OBS activity feed. Much appreciated. It's little acts like that that keep the stream going. I mean, that's actually technically a lie. I'd do this anyway. I have been doing this for 10 years with no subs, so it doesn't really make a huge difference. But if we get enough subs, I'll feel guilt-tripped into doing more streams during a week, so that would be good, wouldn't it? Very good. Very exciting. Murder Machine says, I love trading in this game. Something about making them happy and getting what you want at the same time brings me great joy. It seems a bit... I mean, to be honest, it seems a little bit broken, just because you can make some spiked wooden balls, and that's all you ever need to do. You can make one item, bang out hundreds of them, and they just take it. And they'll, they don't really appear to have any kind of real wants or desires. Transcendentalist perspectivism. It does kind of have a bit of a tongue knotting quality, I will say that. That does sound a little bit much. If you sweep a forbid complaint across the surface, it won't appear in the goods to trade. Oh, okay. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. To be fair, the amount of oh, hang on a minute. One of the things about being able to post stuff on YouTube is you're not supposed to discuss the ads and how the serving works and CPMs, the rates at which you get ads. But I can tell you now, the sub is worth way more than watching ads. Quite a bit. Where were we? Auto carrot. Oh my goodness. Forbid instruction, not a forbid complaint. That makes sense. S in the trade screen to look for prepared meals. Oh, there is a search function then. Okay, we can't trade anyway. There it was again. Ticklefield. What was his name? Okay, we'll find him later on. Let's move goods. And then press S. Oh, okay. And then we can sort by prepared meals. Here we go. Prepared food pots. I don't know how much this is worth, but I'm guessing, considering we have a fairly effective person doing the cooking, they're probably going to be worth a fair bit. I won't take everything. Probably a bad idea to sell all of our food. Good chance we'll starve. Mind you, I am going to buy all of their food as well if we can afford it, so not too much to worry about there. Let's wait for Sal to turn up to do the trading. Ooh, hot. Otto Carrot. That does sound like someone who would be in one of the Night Watchmen from Ankh-Morpork, but probably Carrot's son, which would make sense. No, it wouldn't, because then his surname would be Carrot. Ignore me. I make no sense. There we go. There's even a carrot emoji. We're all good. We're all good. We can auto carrot away. Just fill the chat with carrots. Let me see your carrots. If you click on the depot, I'll tell you what I'm doing and if I'm thinking about going to trade. I think I saw that you were... Oh, hang on. Conducting a meeting. Broker cannot access depot. Oh. Hang on. Is that due to the meeting or is that more to do with actual routing? Let's have a look. There you are, Sal. Let's find you. I will find you. And I will send you to the trade depot. Okay, so you're just talking to the diplomat. Oh, guild representative, not a proper diplomat. Okay. So presumably once the meeting's done, you'll go out. Oh, the military alert. You're quite right. Yes. Let's Bosh, turn that off. We don't need it anymore. There we go. Everyone's flooding out to do their jobs. That's what we need to see. Good call. Very good call. Otto von Krieg and Carrot Iron Founderson. That's right. Otto von Krieg the vampire and Carrot Iron Founderson. I knew his surname would come up in chat eventually if I mentioned it. I knew it would happen. Some of my favourite characters. I love the Watch novels. I know we've discussed Terry Pratchett ad nauseum in this stream, but some of those Watch novels they have such powerful memories for me. It's the only time a celebrity has died. I say celebrity, but the only time I've heard of someone dying on Twitter and it's made me well up. I was like, no, not Terence P, not the man, not old TP, please. But there you go. Can't have them forever. Oh, migrants as well as traders. I wonder how many of these will make it into the fortress. Should we fling open the gates to them? I suppose we should, really, shouldn't we? Let's have a see who they are first. Let's go over to Dwarf Therapist and have a little investigate. Prior to their arrival, we had 39 adults, 25 children, and 0 vulnerable babies. We have 1 dwarf pending changes, though, so we'll allow that. And then, now let's have a look. 44 adults, 25 children, and they haven't brought any babies with them, which could be a good sign. Let's sort by migration wave here. Have a look at our most recent arrivals. There's 5 of them. A level 13 lie maker. A level 6 fish dissector. Let's have a look at their military skills. Anyone can go in the military? Ooh. Hello. We've got a competent swords dwarf. Sorry, it says swordsman here, which is weird. Normally it says swords dwarf. Let me just check that. And yeah, that says swords dwarf. So, are you a human? No, it's a dwarf. Currently a professional peasant with 5 kills and some sword skills. I suspect there's a little bit of depth to your history, sir. He's killed 5 dwarves. Interesting. Interesting kill choices. This guy's got 12 kills but no weapon skills, which is also a very intriguing background. Sudem Scribbleblaze, the Ekithbar's Hand, is something he's killed, and he's also killed 5 Eyes of Zon, 5 humans, and 1 goblin. Well, Imish, I feel like you might have some sort of military... What is this? Why has this person managed to kill 5 people with an agility of 17? He must have some sort of combat wheelchair. That's the only explanation, like a Bodicea-style chariot with blades on the wheels that he sort of pushes himself into combat in. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining... Maybe I'm just putting too much stock in having decent stats. Well, let's open the gates and see if they can get in. Why not? I mean, anyone who tries to break into the fortress has to make it past our... Oh, they're all going to run out. Everyone's going to run out onto the surface and cause massive trouble and possibly die. Let's check to see how many undead are actually out there now. There might not be that many out there. They might have all got bored and pissed off. Right, merchant, whatever. Diplomat, wild animals, sure. A giant caged. Forgotten beasts in the caves. Crumdles, don't care about those. Caged. Oh, it looks like all of the... Okay, everything's caged. Genuinely nothing to worry about on the surface. Why am I being such a scaredy cat then? Dear oh dear. Okay, let's add pull now. There we go. Open up the surface gate and the dwarves can go out as they please. It's not a problem. I mean, obviously the amount of vomit that clogs the hallway up when they do go out is a bit of a problem, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. It'll be fine. Oh, I'm in the therapist. Good lord. And I got out of therapist before everyone pooped in chat. Very exciting. Remember, trade agreements strengthen bonds. Please consider an import agreement next year. Yeah, alright. Enough of your hard sell. Would you mind just, getting on with the trading? There was his name again! Who is this character? Word ticked find. Oh, I thought it said tickled fiend. But, that'll do. Were puckpamic. Intriguing. Anyway, let's get on with the trade. Oh, Sal's not here yet. She's still having a meeting. But she can access the depot, so it's all good. Once the meeting's done, it should be fine. When the gates open, everything will be tickety-boo. Yeah. Enough of this trade talk nonsense. I just want to get into the menu and get trading, alright? This chit-chat doesn't do it for me. I want hard negotiation. Solid negotiation. I'm having trouble coming up with synonyms for hard and solid without getting into terrible territory, so we'll leave it. Wishcraft smells a vampire. That could be it. It could be it, Wishcraft, but unfortunately, I know it's not, because in Dwarf Therapist, I've got that thing enabled that highlights vampires and werewolves, so you know where they are at all times. It's a bit cheaty, but frankly, I don't care. If you want to complain about my cheaty ways, then feel free. But I'm not going to pay any attention to it. I'm going to ignore you. Well, I might acknowledge the fact that you said it, but I'm not going to take any action based on your opinion. Just so you know. Just so you're aware. I see Arctrek tried to redeem the Dwarf Therapist thing, but unfortunately, that tool, which I need to remove, made OBS crash frequently, so I had to stop it. Unfortunately. The old troll brains, where they cool them off and they get smarter. Very good. Anyway, sorry, I got a bit confused there. Someone's been found dead. Odom Stakudzanos, the Thresher. Presumably these are the migration wave that never made it into the fortress last time, right? They all got ripped to shreds outside, so we're going to find those corpses in fairly short order. In fact, if Sal's not there to trade yet, She's not. Okay. Currently storing an item in a bin. Why? This is not part of our role for you, Sal. You should be up here to trade. Anyway, let's go down to the gates here and check to see if any of our graves are empty, because if we haven't got enough graves, then yeah, we're going to need to expand the graveyard, which unfortunately I appear to have made a limited opportunity because we've built our thingy over there. Damn. Okay, don't worry. Don't panic. Everybody calm down. For God's sake, we've had this conversation many times. You all need to just relax. There we go. If we expand the graveyard, everything will be fine. And if I say BN for burial receptacle, we'll be able to whack some sweet, sweet coffins in here just to take up the slack. Just to take up the mortal slack. Okay. There we go. Just that many will do for now. I don't know quite how many we need. Oh, we do have some memorial slabs to place as well, don't we? So build, Alt S, and then we'll whack these slabs in. There's a memorial. Alt S. Find another memorial in there. There's a memorial. Alt S. Whack a memorial in there. Alt S. Enter X. Whack a memorial in there. Alt S. Oh, this won't take long. Bear with me. Bear with me. I know sometimes watching me play Dwarf Fortress can be a source of great tedium. But trust me, once we get out the other side... Actually, let's not make any bold promises about it being less boring. Let's just do the deeds and get the Dwarf Fortressing done. Right? That makes sense. Right, that's all of the slabs that have memorials on being placed. Very exciting. And now we go back up to the surface. He says, pressing the wrong button. Back up to the surface and see if Sal's made it to the trading depot. What's that? That's a human guard. That's fine. Still storing items in the bin, eh, Sal? What's the deal here? What the hell are you up to? Dave says, I think bad cheating is where it creeps in against what you had planned. That highlighting is something you've calmly decided to do in advance, so it's fine. That's true, that was always part of my Dwarf Fortress plays. Some people prefer the mystery. I know Blind definitely prefers the mystery, but I don't know. There's only so much mystery I can stomach. I like a little bit more obviousness. Create a new burrow over the depot, then allocate me to it. I'll only do trading then. That's a good point. Mind you, I could also disable some of your other labours, couldn't I? Let me just check to see how feasible that is. Down to the S's. So there we go. What have you got added? You've got animal training enabled. Okay. Also glass making. That's sure. Architecture. None of these should be pulling you away from vital trade duties. I'm going to take off all of the sort of like standard stuff. There we go. Commit. Let's see if you'll come up to this trade depot now. Still storing an item in the bin. What is that all about? Come on. Come on. Up you come. Get to the trade depot. Quick as you can. Lickety-split. Still not interested. Right, I'm going to do a quick search for Sal. Here we go. And we'll... oh! You're right there. What? What is this store item in bin bullshit going on here? Is she putting her glass away after having a drink or something? Oh no, going for the trade depot, into the trade depot, into the trade depot. Okay, presumably she's going to bung that in the goblet storage pile by the food depot, which is going to take her forever to get to. Come on! Move those little legs. Get a move on. Up we go. There we go. Off to the goblet stockpile. Yes, fantastic. Fantastisch. Dump your goblet. And now you're going to trade, right? Now your plan is to go and trade, yes? Question mark. I'm seeing a red question mark over her, so maybe she doesn't know. She's heading back out. This is a good sign. So far, the trajectory feels good. Yeah? Up to the stairs. Here we go. Back to the trade depot. And... boom. She's in. Cool. Let's press T for trade and take a look at what they brought with them. Let's have a quick catch up with chat to make sure. Nothing been said since I last checked, so it's fine. So, do I want to buy gold bars and such? Let's see how much value we've got here. The goblets are not worth a lot, but the prepared food barrels are actually fairly valuable. And it's 3 grand for an entire bin of goblets, so... Let's put the prepared food into the trade and see how much we're getting for this. 18 grand? Oh, and some of this crappy jewellery as well. I don't want to have that hanging around. Complete waste of time. More green glass goblets in as well, perhaps? I think this actual lot may already be in a bin being traded. Holy shit, how many... oh, there we go. Okay, so we're looking at 23 grand's worth of trade. We should be fine. We'll come back and think about the bars later on, even though I'm really only interested in the gold. What about... it's only 150. Fuck it, I'll buy some gold bars. They'll be nice for moods. Maybe we can dupe them and try making some sweet, sweet detailing on the adamantine armour. Although blue and gold, I don't think they go together very well. Seems a bit... nah. A bit of a horrible... blue and green, maybe? What's the complementary colour to blue? Is it like an orange or something? Sweet, sweet golden hammer. Now that would be nice. If a mood makes a golden hammer, now I will be happy with that, because that is... or even lead. Lead would be good as well. Is lead denser than gold, or is gold denser than lead? We'll have to melt down some gold and some lead and try and flood lumps of each other to find out. Or we could just look up the values. Let's keep going down here. Got ropes, don't really care about those. We could buy some water buffaloes. Yet again, they have brought a barrel of honeybee venom. Once again, my mind turns to the fastidiousness that they'd need to approach extracting that venom with. My goodness, it must be a boring job. Blue shark leather water skin. I bet that looks pretty cool. Shark skin's very rough, can cut you up, but I feel like it probably makes snazzy leather. Finger millet bee inked beast extract. That sounds like one of those weird sort of sex poultices, you know, one of those things that they try and sell that says this will keep you up all night, give you a boner that never goes away. One of those, what are they called? Aphrodisiacs. Beast extract. Yeah, don't think I'll be touching that with a barge pole. I don't want to buy a silver mace. Training axes, bit shit. Silver scimitar, very expensive. Copper weapons. Mittens, meh. Leather bag. We'll buy the cloth and leather they brought because that's nearly always useful. Cow leather bag. Fishberry seeds. Fisherberry, sorry. Do I want to buy any of these seed bags? We could branch out our farming a bit. Mind you, these are mostly surface stuff, so perhaps not. Another cloth bin. An ilmenite figurine of humans. I don't think so. Well, what do I want with a figurine of humans? Our moods pump out too many fucking figurines of shit as it is. Prepared long-nose gar spleen. I'm presuming a gar is a kind of fish, right? Yeah, I think it is. Zuntimatul's hound meat. We're getting a lot of folly of Omerogroth meat. A lot of what I would say would normally be nondescript meat. You know, like just random generic meat, but they'd be giving it names of the undead creatures it comes from. Oh shit, there's a load of threads and whatnot. That's fine. We can buy a little bit of rope reed thread and llama wool yarn. It won't make too much of a difference. Best leather backpack. Le Mahutheralest's best leather backpack. What is this? This is a well-crafted Lehumereth's beast. Oh, okay, it's one of those undead creatures. Fair enough. Nothing too exciting. Cuttlefish leather. If only it would maintain its colour-changing properties. Now that would be fantastic. Bit of kangaroo and llama cheese. Yeah, you know what? You can't go wrong with a bit of cheese. Do like a bit of cheese. A rock salt bound codex. Ooh, what could possibly be in this codex? This is a rock salt bound codex. It is encrusted with well-crafted point-cut clear diamonds. This object menaces with spikes of gypsum. The written portion consists of a 20-page essay entitled Common Sense Denial, authored by Ishas Ward-Busts. It concerns the denial of apprenticeship of the human Ishas Ward-Busts under the human Sunless Slayer, Phil Nuts-Stricken. In Angelvised in the early summer of 80. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. Oh god, who'd want to work for someone called Nuts-Stricken? What kind of nominative determinism would happen there? Don't like it. Sounds painful. A white stalk parchment sheet. Well, they haven't really brought a whole hell of a lot of interesting stuff, have they? No musical instruments, basically just a load of food, and that's it. I mean, not that I'm complaining. Food is interesting enough, but there's not much to write home about here, is there? Don't need any of these blocks, we don't need any of the gems. Ropes and stuff are all covered. We could buy some chinchillas for their incredibly dense fur, but do we need chinchillas to farm? I don't think we do. And we don't need sparrows or water buffaloes. Oh, I'm a little bit disappointed, I have to say. We're going to have to take some of this stuff off the table for trading, because we can't let the traders walk away with 20 grand's worth of profit. That just seems a little bit crazy. What are they getting now? 16 grand's worth of profit. Okay. I think we need to remove a substantial amount of profit from this equation. They can have all the jewellery crap. We don't want any of that. But the food is probably going to do us a bit of good staying in the fortress. So, as I remove it, we'll just check the value of our trades. 9 grand still seems like a whole shitload of profit. 5 grand? I mean, I can't really be bothered to undo any of the trade offers now, so maybe that's it. Maybe we just accept the fact that they're taking 6 grand's worth of profit out of the fortress. Oh, there's more prepared food down here. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just go down to the bottom of the page. Take off 4 grand and then 1,000 profit seems good. Trade. Are you sure you want to trade the selected goods? I am. Wur seems very happy about the trading, no doubt. He's probably basically sold a load of old tat for a lot of very high quality produce. I'm not going to lie, that felt like a bit of a disappointing trade. No musical instruments or anything. Boo. No, don't. No. There we go. Let's release Sal from the depot. There we go, and you can get back on with your day-to-day, whatever it is you're doing day-to-day these days. It's all very daily. It's all very daily. Now, a lot of the crap that's lying on the surface doesn't seem to be getting collected. So I feel like that's probably down to our stockpiles not being as tightly designed as they could be. I've got this arms and armour stockpiles thing going on here, which is, I think, all set to be melted down, right? Or am I losing my mind? I think I'm losing my mind. Yeah, okay, we'll just let that carry on. Oh, ghosts have been put to rest. That means my memorial slabs, or the extra coffins I put in place, have had their magic worked. There's another stockpile here for chairs. Why do I have another stockpile for chairs? That doesn't seem necessary. And again, why have they put animals in these cages? These cages are supposed to be empty. Let's have a look at the settings. Oh, I see. What I need to do is forbid and then press U for empty cage. There we go. That should put only empty cages in that stockpile. That makes more sense. And then we need to go to check if they get moved later on to the animal stockpile. Now, is it time to go back and look at the adamantine digging, or do I try and do a little bit of stockpile rationalisation? You know what? I'm going to do PU. I'm going to do an unrestricted furniture stockpile, an unsorted one, just to see what ends up in it, just to see what comes out. We're also going to do a finished goods stockpile to see what ends up in there. And then as we get a handle on how much crap we've got lying around, we can make more sensible stuff for it. That's good. Okay, let's let that get sorted. And hopefully that'll bring all the crap from the surface down. That would be nice. Right, down to the mines. Looking good, looking good. So we're going to put some more channeling orders in, and we're going to do them at priority 1. I think we need to be a little bit more careful this time. So we're just going to do the 1 channel all the way across here. Bosh, like that. That's good, isn't it? Not going to... Actually, that is going to introduce more magma to the situation. So let's cancel that 1 there. That's fine. We'll let that get dug out. Then we'll dig out this bit over here. And hopefully, it looks like this surface level stuff's all evaporating nicely. That's good. From the 7s here, it looks like the water that was on top of this has actually evaporated as well. Although maybe it's just spilled over the sides and evaporated. That's entirely possible. This is still 4s and 5s, so I'm slightly worried that once we dig out these intervening pieces, the levelling out won't be at a diggable level. We're going to end up with too much water, and I'm going to have to start thinking about ways of getting rid of it. Oh, please don't make me work on pumps and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. There was a 5,780 trade credits bag. Must be encrusted with diamonds. Everything is encrusted with diamonds. Oh, hello. I've missed something there in chat, in the trade somehow. Gold is denser than lead, says Murder Machine. So it is a golden hammer we want. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Cube Hog says, hello all, are we giving away money now? Well, we got some money. You know, you've got to let them take something, otherwise they won't come back. I mean, we have had very limited trading opportunities. This place is rife with undead. It's not an animating biome, but we do have undead armies coming through all the time. What are the intruders? Necromancers. Bloody necromancers. Please don't start raising stuff. That would be a massive pain in the arse. He says, utterly futilely. They may have immediately left. It doesn't look like we have any kind of... Yeah, look. Immediately gone. Okay. They must have seen the writing on the wall. They knew what was going on. They weren't getting anywhere. They weren't surviving in this place. Not that my military's any good, but we do have human caravan in the trade depot, so they're probably more dangerous. Where was I? Sorry, I got distracted. We are already at the Candy Cube Hog. That's what I was doing. Good job you were there to remind me. Thanks for joining us. What else have we got in chat? We go straight for the candy. Not always, but often. These days we usually go for the things quite quickly. I did notice that the codex was encrusted with clear diamonds. I didn't realise there was other stuff in the trade, like inventory, that was also encrusted. Stratosphere says, I have a necromancer immigrant in my current fort. I have no idea what to do with her. As long as they're not causing trouble and raising the dead in the fortress, then I think it's alright, right? It's okay. No need to worry. It's when they come and act all hostile. That's when the trouble starts. Have I got the... Why are they not mining? Hang on. Let me just, first of all, let's remove this designation here in the middle of the water, because that's just going to cause trouble. We don't need that right now. We can deal with it later on. I have no idea how to weaponize her. That makes a lot of sense. Good point. Oh, we just got trades done quick enough. They appear to have pissed off now. Why are my miners not even taking up these tasks? Do they have more important shit to do? Ah, okay, there is the graveyard. Did I make that priority 1? Kind of makes sense. I probably did, didn't I? Yeah, I made it priority 1. Alright, okay, well let that happen. Let that happen. It's probably not best practice to have priority 1 digs on high levels and low levels, but fingers crossed they'll do this first. I think they tend to favour stuff that's higher up in the Z levels than lower if they've got the choice of the same urgency setting. I could be wrong though. I should probably bung a ton more coffins in here as well. We filled up the ones we initially had. I mean, it's taken a while to fill up the initial complement of coffins, doesn't it? I don't think we need to be too worried about the death rate yet. Things seem to work well. Let's make it planning mode and just bung as many of these down as will fit. There we go. I think we're basically doubling our capacity. We're doubling our mortuarial capacity. Would that be the right phrasing? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter though. It's only a Twitch stream. We can make words up if we need to. It's fine. Everybody stop panicking. No more grammatical panic, please. Okay. There we go. All those coffins can go in, and that should yield us a lovely burial space. Sweet, sweet burial room. Now, if we go down... No, not like that. Like that, we should start seeing... Yes, the channeling orders have been taken up. I really don't think we're going to end up with water that's either diggable in or going to evaporate. Because once we breach... question mark? Someone's been taken by a mood. Oronog, the armourer, withdraws from society. This could be good. This could be good. One of the armourers has withdrawn. This is very exciting news. We could end up with another adamantine artifact breastplate if we're lucky. Let's see what happens. Oops. Are we actually following him, or did I break that? I think I broke it, didn't I? Where have they gone? There they are going. No, that's not them. That's a blue exclamation mark. That's Fartius Maximus. Totally different dwarf. Alright, we're going to go and watch the... Oh, there they are. Look, they're already up to this floor. Okay. Please don't go in a cross-dwarf workshop. We know what you want to do. We know you want to go and make us a sweet piece of adamantine armour. Come on. Candy, 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 candy. Do. You are my candy dwarf. They've claimed a magma forge. This is a good sign. Heading straight for the adamantine wafers. Bosh. Also a very good sign. Good. Now where to next? Away from the metals. Okay. They're going for decorative materials, it would seem. Let's follow. Let's find out what we're getting. Please no individual gauntlets or boots. They're a pain in the arse. I really want just helms, breastplates, that kind of stuff. Come on, where are you going? What's your plan? Into the food zone? What? Maybe some bones? No? Where are you going? Oh, to the butcher's. Probably is bones. Yeah, probably bones. There we go, they've grabbed some bones. It's the only thing that makes sense. Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Don't panic. I have a reminder on my phone that just says 4th of July. Maybe you were invited to an American Independence Party? Perhaps? Maybe? Question mark? Fuzzy says gauntlet. I'm hoping not, but you're probably right. It's probably going to be something useful. Then again, we've had 2 artifact breastplates from moods in this fortress already, so that's more breastplates than we've had gauntlets. We've had 1 gauntlet so far. They'll always claim the workshop associated with the highest moodable skill. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense why he's gone for that then. The fact that artifact socks and shoes are only created as single items and not a pair is frustrating. No shit, that drives me up the wall. Very annoying. Pants, says Cube Hog. I'm guessing probably not pants, only that he's chosen an armourer's workshop, so the closest thing we should get is greaves or leggings, or male leggings, but we'll see. Can you make... I'm pretty sure you can, but can you make adamantine chain? Because I know we can have chain shirts underneath the armour sets we're using in our military, but I don't think we can use chain leggings. Did I miss... The last thing you got was some leather, wasn't it? Okay, so we've got leather, bone, and adamantines. Very dwarfy. I like it. I like it. Where are you off to now? What's your choice this time? Up to the textiles floor. I'm guessing he's going for gemstones. My plan is to encrust all of our adamantine armour with gemstones. I want our boys, even if they're not exactly military behemoths, they're not exactly the finest killers the world has ever seen, I want them to look fancy. I want them to look sparkling and fancy. because that candy armour, oh, it's going to be nice to have some gemstones on it, right? My initial dream was to do sort of Power Ranger colour coding, so have like emeralds on one suit of armour and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think there's a way to force that kind of colour cohesion. Although I have realised now how we can make specific armour be worn by specific dwarves, but again, if you can't make specific colour armour and specific gems go onto it when you're encrusting, I don't see if that really matters. Could be a high boot. Could be a high boot. Blinged out indeed. Mad bling. Did I buy? I bought those gold bars, didn't I? So presumably we could dupe up a bit of gold. Mind you, if we can't make armour out of it, duping stuff is pretty tricky business. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll use the gold for adornments. I mean, that's the plan. It's. I mean, ideally, someone makes a gold artifact hammer. That would be fantastic. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like we're going to have, like, anytime we get a mood, the weighting now is towards armour, because we've got so many level 20 armourers from the guild hall. Even if the weaponsmiths start to catch up, chances are they're still going to be better at armour smithing than they are weaponsmithing. You might be able to do that with forbidding and micromanaging. Adamantine chain shirt would be good, because it would allow at least one of our dwarves to have a suit of completely adamantine armour. At the moment we're sticking with steel chain underneath the adamantine, but I reckon if the squad commander gets dibs on the adamantine chain, if that's what gets made, right? Less death from nice armour means higher skills over time. Okay, that's true, that's true. The armour keeps them alive a lot longer than they would otherwise without their skills. Problem is, I'm not getting my guys training very well. I need to look more into my military because I've been leaning very heavily on the traps and closing the fortress off, which I feel is a very dwarfy thing to do. But I must admit, I do have that urge to get a working military. The dream, the pinnacle dream, is first, full military squad of interesting characters in adamantine armour with like highly decorated and adorned features, and then I start receiving viewer art of that squad. Mwah, that would be beautiful. We've only ever had, I think, 2 Dwarf Fortress viewer like fan art things submitted, but one day, let's hope there's loads. That would be nice. So the construction has begun. Very exciting. We've only just begun. Okay, so let's go back down into the mines and figure out what's going on here. Is that 2 corpses? Has another person died? What the fuck is going on? Magma crab? Huh? It definitely said magma crab. I clicked something, it said magma crab. Just keep clicking on the same corpse spot. There, magma crab. Oh, it's over here. It's not even... Christ on a bike. Okay, so who died? Let's find out. We've got to go down 1 to find the bodies. So we've got Degel, partial skeleton, and Kakaron, partial skeleton, with a little dusting of mud. And then over here we've got Firehawk still. Why is this job so dangerous? It's not like we're even dealing with magma at the moment. They're still buggering around with just plain old water. Right. No, hang on. What? Don't do that. No. Priority number 2. Priority 2, so we get some of that surface digging done first. I'm going to have to do this bit by bit, aren't I? Oh, crikey. It's okay. Stop panicking, Scoundrel. Everything's going to be fine. Just dig across here. And then once we get to this bit, we want to keep this so that they can do these ones bit by bit, because otherwise we're going to end up with all sorts of trouble. There we go. I can't even retrieve the bodies to put them in coffins yet. Once the water level goes down, it'll be alright. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Everything's going to be just fine, he says in full quavering voice. Is our boy finished with his item yet? Not yet. Not yet. It's okay though. Fingers crossed. I want an artifact helm, because if we can have someone wearing an artifact breastplate, artifact helm, and then the artifact gauntlet, we're getting towards a full suit of artifact plate, which will be very nice. Although, can we embellish artifact stuff? Can we encrust artifacts with gems without ruining their value? Is that a doable thing, or? Lots of material going into this high boot, says Plutonium Jesus. Highly likely that it is going to be something that's supposed to be a pair but we only get one of. Although, haven't we already got an adamantine high boot, or is it 2 left gauntlets? I can't remember. Are there undead body parts outside for them to practice on? Not at the moment, but that doesn't mean anything. There may be some coming along soon. It doesn't seem... I mean, we've got some in cages for sure that they can practice on. Sal's artistic abilities are legendarily bad. Same. I mean, 3D stuff I'm alright with, but 2-dimensional, I can't draw for shit. I'm terrible. Cubehog says, I've seen some people have training on a seasonal rotation. That is what I've got here, but I'm not quite sure if the ratios are correct. Also, I've only got 7 people in my military, so we're probably not getting people training as much as we should. If I could, says Fuzzy, I'd DFR. I'd DF fart. That was a bit laboured. Could have done that a little bit quicker, but, you know. Or maybe I could have just come out with the line when I was closer to farting. Oh, well, never mind. Krug Smash uses crayons and coloured pencils. That's true. That's true. However, he's also, or whoever's doing his art, is good at it. That's decent. They've got some drawing capabilities there. You can't encrust artefacts. Aww. Hello, Orchimedes. Welcome back. Don't worry about being late. It's fine. It's only 2:15 in the morning. It's not that late. Practically early. In fact, literally early. Quoth from the wiki, after creation, an artifact cannot be further decorated by encrusting it with gems, studding it with material, or sewing images into it. Okay, so the guy in the artifact armor's stuck with it as is, but it's alright. It's fine. We can live with that.
Oronog Tunbavast the Armourer has created Storlutanan, a blocky adamantine greaves. He claims it as a family heirloom.
Is it a pair of greaves? Or a full set of greaves? That's nice. It's unusual to get a full set.
It's called Dimple Knights.
Oh, Dimple Knights. It kind of seems like a very tame version of Boogie Nights. I'm imagining some sort of very limp, very milquetoast, weak sauce pornography. That's what I'm imagining.
A blocky adamantine greaves.
Then again, that's always what I'm imagining. It's worth 1,220,400 trade credits, so it better look good.
This is a blocky adamantine greaves. All crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval gabbro cabochons, decorated with swan leather, and encircled with bands of adamantine, cushion red zircon cabochons, and alder. This object menaces with spikes of dog bone. On the item is an image of 2 giant opossums in alder. On the item is an image of oval-cut gems in praise.
Very exciting. Oh, Jimmy Greaves. That's what they are. Jimmy Greaves. Amazing. Dimple Knights. Well, I mean, I'm happy with that. That's actually something we needed. What's the difference between a Greaves and a blocky Greaves, though? What's the variation there? Who guessed pants? Who was the one who guessed pants? Because essentially that's what we've ended up with. And so you were correct. Well done. Gold star. Grats. Congratulations. It was Cupog. Well done. I don't know if this is your first time here, but what a performance. What an amazing out-of-the-gate action. At least your first time talking. No, it's not, is it? You've been here before, multiple times. It is first time. Who's... Oh my god, there's more than one person who evokes images of cubic pigs in my mind. Very odd. Very odd. Same as with the segmented breastplate, it's a divine equipment type. Holy shit. This guy, whoever gets all the artifact gear is going to look pretty swish. Maybe I should put the effort in to model it in Blender. That could be fun, but it also could be quite taxing to my skill level. We'll see though. We'll see. So that's artifact breastplate, greaves, one gauntlet, and I'm pretty sure we got something else as an artifact of adamantine armour, but I can't remember what it is. Still, I'm happy with what we've got. That is a nice outcome. Is this digging getting done? Not really. Maybe we should pay more attention to see where the accidents are happening. That might make more sense. If we just pay attention to what's going on and... Oh, I've got bored already. Let's go back up to the surface and see if our... Nope, this room hasn't been dug out yet. Which is odd, because that means that this should be the highest priority dig. Yeah? Or have I got priority 1 digging going on somewhere else in the fortress that I've completely forgotten about? Doesn't look like it, does it? It all looks very straightforward. Man, I can't wait. I kind of want to get all of my guys out of their adamantine armour now, just so that we can have it in the stockpile and start making specific uniform suits. I mean, I suppose now that we've got the blocky greaves, that kind of triggers me to make another set of adamantine armour. Yeah? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just celebrate by making a full set. We've got a set of greaves. Let's just make one in the legendary forge. That's the one. Add armour. We want to make it out of adamantine. We want a breastplate. I would like to add no greaves. A helm. I would like to add gauntlets, and I would like to add high boots. That's a full suit, isn't it? And then a steel... steel mail shirt. That's everything, isn't it? I think so. Breastplate, helm, gauntlet, high boot. Already got a pair of greaves made. Steel mail shirt. Perfect. All stuff that can be embellished and added to as well. We've already got artifact shields, plutonium Jesus. That was it. Oh, sorry, you're responding to me asking. Okay, I get it. Yeah, no, we have got an artifact adamantine shield. Very good memory. I have now recalled. I'm playing the space equivalent of DF while watching DF. Was that RimWorld? I'm approaching frame death in my game anyway. Yeah, I got it. RimWorld. I do play RimWorld occasionally, but Dwarf Fortress just... 2 levels Dwarf Fortress is kind to me. I know how to play it more. I can get further in Dwarf Fortress than I can in RimWorld. And 2, just more people watch if I play Dwarf Fortress. If I play RimWorld, I'm not going to get anywhere near whatever the view count is now. Somewhere in the 30s, I would guess. But there's no way I'll get that if I watch RimWorld. It'll be like 7 to 10 max, I think. But we'll see though. Who knows? How does a fully kitted out adamant dwarf compare to a non-kitted out dwarf? Very, very well. The thing about adamantine is it's very lightweight, which is why it's shit for hammers, but it makes it excellent for armour. Very, very good for armour, because they get their full range of mobility, and who's carrying those? Huh? Oh, okay, I told them to make the armour. Everybody stop panicking. For God's sake, people! Panicking is not what we need to be doing right now. Right, back down to the adamantine veins, because we really do want to get these dug out much more rapidly. Have I lost all of my miners? Let's have a peek. We had 44 adults, 25 children and 0 babies. Vulnerable babies. And now we have the same numbers. So it doesn't look like miners have been popping their clogs. 1, 2, 3... and then these 2. Architect, why are you not getting any good at armouring? Mining. You should be. No one's picking up the mining goals though. Why is this? Store item in stockpile. You know what? Mining is now a protected profession. I am going to disable all of your hauling and mundane tasks. No more quotidian claptrap for you on your daily life. It's all mining from here on out. Diggy, diggy, diggy. You are a dwarf and you should dig a hole. Dig that fucking hole or I'll throw you in it myself. There we go, a little bit of bastardized music. It's good. It's good. Let's keep going. Keep going. There we go. Diggy, diggy. Oh, there we go. Commit. Lovely. And that's everybody now into the mining game. Our gem setter appears to now be a miner. That's concerning, but we should end up with a lot of mining going on now. Now that I've committed those changes, that should be a horde of miners running down here to do some mining. Oh, I've resized the window. Oh, what a fucking papague. Oh, well, let's have a look at the petition. What are they asking for? We haven't had one of those for a while.
The Hall of Steel has many members in Bowel Cudgel, and now requires Guild Hall. The location must be built and furnished, with the hall designated for a Metalsmiths Guild. Do you approve this request?
I approve. I approve. We can have a Metalsmiths Guild. That is fine. Let's just go to the Guild Hall floor and dig out the room required. There we go. Just that big should do. Do we leave it at priority 4? Hopefully people will remember that it's a Metalsmiths Guild that I need to make, and it will get designated when it's time, because we want to get this stuff dug out first. The adamantine is kind of the thing we're after here, right? Let's not bugger about with other stuff. Let's get that sweet candy. My own personal Arkenstone. Come on, get down here. We've got to get that water into the magma to turn it into sweet, sweet obsidian that we can dig out and retrieve the adamantine from. It's all very straightforward. It's all very sensible. Let's not muff it up. God, it's been ages since we dug any adamantine out. Our stocks are only going down. I'm not liking it. Why has only one dwarf picked up these orders? This is not encouraging. In fact, it's quite the opposite. DF is delightful and esoteric, which is why it's watchable, and I'm awful at playing it. It doesn't. Once you get, there's a threshold. You get to a point, Cube Hog, and suddenly, I mean, I'm not good at Dwarf Fortress, but I have got to the point where I can get a fortress to survive relatively reliably. Not always. We have had fortress wipes, but I can reliably get most fortresses to survive for a little while. Once you get to that level, the game sort of opens up and makes you sit there in the middle going, what do I do now? So you have to start amusing yourself, which is good. I like it. You hear sentences like, why did an alligator skeleton fall out when they cut down the tree in Dwarf Fortress? You do. That's very kind of... That's a very standard, very bog standard Dwarf Fortress statement. I think I must have heard that a billion times, he says, exaggerating. Have you heard the Windrose cover of Diggy Diggy Hole? I have, yes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a great deal. Especially, I still prefer the original, if I'm honest, but it did really tickle my fancy. I really enjoyed that. And it works as a version. It works as a version. Maybe I should do a version myself for my intro music before I get copyright struck. Mind you, that would necessarily entail a copyright strike, wouldn't it? Because that is actually copying someone's work. Oh, that's true, Cube Hog. Sal does have tutorials on YouTube, which you should check out if you want to get better at Dwarf Fortress. They are well worth a watch. Excuse me sniffing and snuffering here. My hay fever's kicking in the... Uh-oh.
The enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress.
Okay, so what enemies have come? And where are they? Presumably they're in the bottom left there. I see one. What are you? Human crossbow. Cass Ancient Hugged. Oh. Sunless Slayer. Okay. Alright. We probably don't have that many dwarves on the fortress to be... on the surface, rather, to be honest. But... oh my god, look how much vomit there is in the hallway. When I pull that bridge up, it's going to fling vomit all the way down there. Not ideal. Deeply unideal, in fact. Right, so we need to go to military screen, we need to say alerts, and we need to call everyone into Burrow 1, and then unpause the game. Check the entryway for a few minutes just to see if anyone's coming in. I feel like we shouldn't have too many dwarves outside, right? I mean, we probably have auto chop on, but is there that much wood being gathered? I haven't seen our wood stockpile increasing, so maybe they've not been doing it. Maybe there's only this guy outside, Tun the Brewer. What are you up to, Tun? Why have they left all the food in here? Have we run out of space in our food stockpile? Is that another expansion I have to do? Ah, shit. It's okay though. Nobody panic. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay cool, calm, and collected. Okay, oh no, there's a dwarven kid prattling around out there. Get inside, you delinquent little shit. What are you doing? Why are you moving so slowly? Oh, because the game's advancing at 19 frames a second. That makes sense. Okay, I will allow it. Come on, get inside before I close the gates. We don't want to lose any children to the undead. That's a bad scene. Very psychologically damaging. People just do not recover from that kind of shit far too often. Okay, come on, down the vomit slick hallway, over the bridge. There we go. Right, I think... do I just assume that's the last dwarf? I mean, I was making crazy assumptions like that not moments ago, and then immediately saw a child prattling around in the trees going, la la la, la la la, undead don't scare me, which is frankly idiotic. Stupid child. Okay, I'm actually seeing quite a few trees designated for chopping out here, which is non-ideal. Maybe I should turn off auto chop. Then again, I'm not sure we have a wood chopper, so there's a lot of corpses there. Oh, that's where the giant went nuts, isn't it? It's fine. Upper floor, keep checking. I'm not seeing any dwarves. Anybody in chat spotted a dwarf? I'll have a quick look before I unpause it and see if anyone's seeing any children and or adults. Could be adults. Don't just have to rescue children. We could rescue adults too. Although I must admit I am less inclined to. Nobody there. I'm being unusually meticulous. This isn't like me at all. Why have I suddenly started giving a fuck about the death of external dwarves? Very odd. Okay, let's... Excuse me. Oh dear. I'm going to assume that's everybody in, and I'm going to fling the gates shut. Or am I? Let's just unpause for a second again, and then go and look and see who's actually invading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only 5 invaders right now. Our traps can definitely stop them. They're definitely going to get stopped short by our traps. So let's let it go on for a minute longer. And we'll keep checking to make sure the numbers don't increase too dramatically. But if it's only a few dwarves or a few enemies like that, then fudge it. Fudge it in the bum-bum. Whatever. Don't need to wait for the siege to get bored. We can just deal with them by capturing them. Right, do another check. 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still only 5 invaders. Okay. I like this. I like these odds. Oh, here they come. Here comes one of them. That is one of the invaders, right? Maybe they'll see the corridor filled with puke and think, oh, this is not the best place to be. Why does that say... There he is. Yeah, look. Osnan Bug Hates. Oh, right, calm down, mate. That's it. Come through my vomitorium first. There we go. Get those boots nicely coated. Get some chunks in the eyelets of your shoelaces. There we go. And then we'll come down a few floors. We'll follow the mad lad. In fact, let's just jump down to this floor here. The baby, the child, is now making their way over the trap array. Very good. Here comes the undead motherfucker. Dare I use such strong language? I dare. He's caught. He will be fucking no more mothers. Let's have a little look here. 1, 2, 3, 4 remain uncaptured. Good. Although there appears to have been an opossum skeleton raised on the surface. They're leaving behind a trail of animated things. Not ideal. And bang! Our second one is captured. That leaves... Oh god. 1, 2, 3 actual invaders. And then some undead that they have raised. I'm not seeing any more coming in. Excuse me. Back up to the surface and have a little look there. Nobody in the corridor either. Maybe I should do a little search. You. What are you? Where are you? Up here, are we? Kaz Wojthamod. Oh, Kaz Ancient hugged again. It's him again. What are you up to? What's your plan? Raising lots of crappy undead on the surface? Because I will just catch them in traps. It's not going to yield anything. You're not going to win this siege. There is absolutely no way anybody involved in your siege is going to consider what happens at the end of this a win condition. It's just not going to be. That's just not going to be. Oh, excuse my sniffling. I'm going to have to do something about this in a minute. Although, having said that, it's now 2:30 in the morning, so probably the hay fever tablets aren't even going to kick in before the end of the stream. We'll see. If you sing somebody's song, you get a copyright claim, not a strike. That's very true. That's very true. I could just sing along. Dave has begun to drift off. Off to the land of sleep with you. Keep your eyes open for as long as you can, but feel no shame as you drift off under the gaze of Somnus, or Hypnos, or any of the other gods of sleep. Ooh. 99. Oh, that would be a shame if it was one of your children, but it looks like they're fine. It looks like all the kids are inside the fortress. I wouldn't worry, Sal. I think your progeny are all fine. It'll be okay. I don't think those are undead. They're experiments. Oh, are they not... actually, I thought the experiments were forms of undead. Because they're made by necromancers, but maybe not. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what they are. Having said that, I may need to go and get a tissue very quickly because my nose is about to... it's about to reach dew point, if you will. This box of tissue's over there. We're good. We're good. Hang on. Oh, should probably take the headphones out first. There we go. Let's sit back down again. And I'll mute the microphone while I blow it because otherwise everyone's going to be subjected to my mucosal noises, which are not excellent to listen to. Right, bear with me. Microphone. There we go, all dealt with. All the noisy parts have finished. Let's get those out of the way. There we go. Right, back to where we were. Oh look, there's some undead coming in, presumably. What's this? A mistake. It's some form of undead or experiment. Let's do a little peek on this and see how many are here. 3 undead and 3 invaders. But it looks like these green ones, mistake of galley trades, those are the ones coming in now. That's good, that's good. They should get captured by the cage arrays along with this undead opossum. Okay, I feel like if you're attempting to reanimate animals as part of an invading horde, an opossum is one of the weaker choices, right? You want larger animals that can actually hurt things. Then again, I suppose as we've all seen from the Evil Dead series, Ash's hand was only small but did cause a lot of trouble. So maybe the strength of the undead makes small creatures a little bit more effective. Who could possibly say, what are you doing in here? Why are you smashing up my fucking... Nithim Dungdago. Oh. Dungdango. Interesting name. Please stop smashing my shit up. Just come down and get caught in cage traps. Smash my shit up. Ow. Ba-da-bow. Sorry. Having a little prodigy moment there. Part of me wants to undo the alert now because it's taking forever to anything to get done and they're not going for the cage traps. So maybe if some of my lads start going up there, they'll be lured down. Does seem like a very easy way to lose a lot of dwarves, right? Come on. You've waded through vomit. You may as well attempt the traps, right? Got 2 of them right there, just waiting to be put back into the stockpile. Can we reset these traps? What I might do is close this drawbridge and then remove the alert so anyone coming back in... There's a ghost! It's a good job I ain't afraid of no ghost. Who was it again? Daygel, the ghostly... Oh, he's one of the drowned boys, isn't he? Okay, it's time to go and make some slabs, it would seem. Add Alt-S, there's Daygel. And then no, S, A. Kakarot, yep. Thunderous Fart, all done. So that's all them memorialised. What about the ones at the bottom of the list? There's only 2 people unmemorialised, so that's good. Or entombed. They're all one or the other, though. That's good. Excellent. Once those 2 have been engraved, we can dismiss the ghosts. That'll be good. 22 idlers. Holy shit. Mind you, having that many idlers probably means they're going to the dining halls, right? No. Okay. I assumed foolishly that would lead to more socialisation and thus more happiness, but, well, obviously not. Let's stop this looking like a cross-section of an Imperial Warhammer 40,000 cruiser, and let's just expand the food stockpile. Oh, Christ, it can only go that far. Useless. Bloody useless. Okay, we'll expand this bit here as well. There we go. Make a really nice and big food stockpile. There we go. All good, although no one will dig that because it's outside the burrow, isn't it? So, with that in mind, W, enter, and then enter. There we go. Keep it coming. There we go. A little bit more. Bosh, dig that out. Thank you. And then we can have a lovely food stockpile, big enough to contain all the food we have. Won't that be nice? Won't that be lovely? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, they're still not coming down the stairs to get caught in the traps, but I would imagine that's because they're obsessed with smashing up the trade depot. What's this boy? That's the opossum, isn't it? Oh no, it's Kaz. Kaz Woj the mod. Of course. Oh, there's a new name in chat, I see. Hold on, let me just catch up with what's going on. The first 2 words I heard were thunderous fart, says Ravelin. Oh, perfect timing then. Perfect timing. Rough Ripaz says, hello, this is the 3rd time watching the game and I don't know much about it. What's the goal? It is kind of like RimWorld, but, indeed, but at the moment my goal is just to get rid of this siege that's coming in. You might not see them at the moment, but these little green W's, they're weird necromantic experiments that have been attacking, and if we go down here you can see that I've got a nice array of cage traps to stop them from getting into the fortress. All this red stuff down here is cancellation spam because I've got a military alert on that stops dwarves wandering willy-nilly, and unfortunately I would really rather they were wandering willy-nilly, but I've allowed the undead into the fortress a certain amount, so until we can actually kill them, which is not really on the cards due to my shit military, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. Although Stratosphere has given a more succinct overview of what the game is about in general, rather than my sort of like immediate drill down into my microscopic current goals. Hey, sometimes you want microscopic, sometimes you want macroscopic. Speaking of which, I will try the microscope again before the stream ends. So what we'll do is we'll finish the recording for the YouTube, and then we'll have another go at the microscope and see what happens. Fingers crossed it works out. That'll be nice. That would be very special indeed. We can look at that lovely beetle's hairy legs. I'm not talking about old Ringo Starr. I'm talking about a microscope. There you go. Look, I've got a microscope, and my daughter found a little beetle in the grass which has died. These beetles, they're fairly big, but they fly around the sycamore tree out back all through summer and spring, and there's loads of them. Absolutely tons of the things. You see like the swallows and the swifts come down to try and eat them, but look at the size of the thing. I don't think a swallow could actually... If I came swooping out of the sky the size of a swallow and attempted to eat that at high speed, I think I'd fucking choke. I'm pretty sure somewhere around the back end of our garden there's a big pile of dead swallows which have ironically failed to swallow. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, microscope Ravelin. It didn't work earlier. We had a bit of a problem. Before I started the stream, I spilt some water and it got a little bit into the little wheel that dims and brightens the LEDs. So fingers crossed it works this time, but no guarantees. Sal says, I'm planning on streaming after you finish Salsa up when you start looking at beetle leg hairs. Fair enough. We'll give you a raid. We'll jump in and give you a raid. Because why not? Known quantities and all that jazz. Let me just check to see who else is streaming as well, though. Just so we get an idea of who you are objectively better than. Oh, Blue Zest appears to have... Oh, no, it's not a camera of themselves. It's just a picture. Don't worry. It looks like only Blue Zest is streaming among the people I follow. Although Rashun is streaming Kenshi, which is... Not played Kenshi in a while. Maybe I should... Holy shit, there's like 149 people watching Dwarf Fortress at the moment. Oh, okay, there's 113 of them watching Blue Zest. That makes sense. Anyway, where was I? Let's get back into the fortress and see what's happening. Now, these guys aren't doing diddly, are they? They're just staying up at the top and hanging around the trade depot and really not causing that much grief. What I want to know is how dangerous they are, though. I don't know what a mistake of galley trade really is. Ass Egg Canker Knight? Oh my god. Ass Egg. What a name. I've seen ass eggs. I saw a dog lay one in the street once. Let's take a little look at them and see what they actually look like. V, is it? No, Z. There we go.
A large, hairy worm. It has 2 short tails. Its charcoal hair is unkempt. This night creature was first created accidentally by the human necromancer Armor Allied Glistens of galley trades after horrible experiments gone wrong on humans in Sparkleshock in the year 251.
Oh. Somebody named Silicone Butts is streaming Dwarf Fortress. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see their name. How did I miss someone called Silicone Butts? That's insane. And then immediately I saw Ass Egg. I'm blind sometimes, and hairy worms, how tough could they be? I've seen some pretty hard hairy worms. Who were? Heavens above. Oh, oh dear, oh dear. No, I'm guessing... Oh, I don't know. That's the thing, though. They seem unassuming, but freezing indeed. They seem unassuming, but I'm guessing they could probably cause some damage, right? It depends how big they are as well. I mean, if you think about it, like someone says, "Oh, worms, they're not dangerous," and then they turn up on Arrakis, they're going to be like, "Oh shit, I've underestimated worms." But then if they go in my back garden and see the worms, they're like, "I don't think I need to worry about these." One short sharp stomp with my boot, and these worms are no more. Flattened, destroyed. Not that you would want to do that, because they're very good for soil. They're very good for soil quality, worms are. You should encourage worms in your soil, if anything. So, for some reason, I don't know why or how it happened. I'm subscribed to r/vermiculture on Reddit, and it's constantly people talking about, "Oh, this stuff's appeared in my worm bin. Is this okay? Is this okay? There's some tiny mushrooms in my worm bin." And I've got no real interest in vermiculture. Just for some reason happened to have ended up subscribing to this. It's a very strange state of affairs. Yet, still I don't unsubscribe. It makes more sense to be subscribed to r/mycology because you see some cool pictures of mushrooms and shit, but I've never seen a cool picture of a worm. They all seem very similar. Very, very similar indeed, especially ones cultivated by people agriculturally, so to speak. Maybe I do need to send the military in. Do we do a military attack to get the worms? Oh shit, look, we've caught 4 things in the cage traps now. Oh, okay, let's have a quick look at the thing and see what's going on. Others... A wild boar partial skeleton and an opossum skeleton, but that's really all of the undead that aren't caged. Oh wait, no. There's a ghost as well, but we've got a thing coming for him. Where are you? You're on the outside. And... Notice how it being a skeleton makes it count as being neutered. Very good. Oh no, apparently not. This opossum skeleton isn't neutered. Whereas, if we bear with me, go to the others here, and we look at this wild boar skeleton, that is neutered. That's what the X's mean, isn't it? Oh, wait, is one of them female, one of them male, making, like, cutting their knackers off a moot point? No testicles to remove, cannot be gelded. Makes sense. Okay, seeing as they've all been captured, let's close the gate and see if the military can deal with those worms. Okay, this is a defining moment for our military. There's only 7 of them left, but hopefully they will have trained just enough to be able to fuck those worms up. So add, pull now. There we go. Pull the lever, as they say in Konami these days. Okay. Here we go. Excuse my sniffling. Sorry, just going through the fortress quickly, having a quick glance at what's going on. Gates are shut. The military alert can be turned off. No, let's do the squads first. Bridges of work, please. Could you kill from the list? Actually, not from the list. We'll do it. Kill the thing under the cursor. This. There we go. Can I add another? Oh, fart knockers. K. And then that. Oh, we can only have them kill one at once. Fuck's sake. Well, we'll kill the nearest worm first, and then we'll move on to the others. There we go. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Will our military make it up here, and will they be able to deal with the wormy infestation? We'll have to see. Mistakes of galley trades. Kill the hairy worm. Kill the hairy worm. Grab it by the neck and strangle it and hope it doesn't vomit on you. Stop with the innuendo. Come on, don't want to get tossed. Don't want to get terms of service off the platform. You don't want to follow old, what's his face with the shades and the moustache off into that sweet good night. Come on. Someone come up here and kill it, please. Where are our military? Are they coming? Tell you what, let's go down to the gates and see if they're making it. Ah, this looks like a military chap, doesn't it? Who's this? It is Akira. Akira! Kaneda Tetsuo! Akira Diamond Stabbed. Oh, what a name. What's he wearing? He's an adequate swords dwarf, but he's rusty. I have a horrible feeling that these guys are all going in with no meaningful equipment. We'll see how it works out. Get ready with the combat logs. Let's have a look. The plump helmet man is fighting. What? That must be in the caverns that we're not going into. It's fine. Nobody panic. Everybody stay calm. Canadian Corn Dog has a cool picture of a sandworm. One of the... actually true, some undersea worms are more interesting than others, but you don't tend to see them in r/vermiculture. Is it already dead? Did it just get killed? Ass Egg is dead. Holy shit. My military are better than I thought. S-A-K. And then we'll kill this bad boy. There we go. Hopefully they'll come charging up and get it done nice and quick. Here comes one of them. Oh, wait. No. Done? Done. Right, let's look at the combat reports and see how that worked out. Apparently... There we go, there's the weaponsmith Akira. Good. Misses the hammer dwarf.
The mistake of galley trade recruits bites the hammer dwarf in the left cheek, bruising the skin through the sheep wool cloth. The mistake of blah 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 blah.
Okay, it looks like they got pretty brutally put down, which is nice. I like it. Although they did mention a necromancer fighting, which is not great. Let's have a little look there. No, it's just attacking a wild boar head and a horse skeleton, as you do. As you do. Why would you not? Okay, so it looks like we can turn the alert off. M-A... Bang. Everybody can get back to business as usual, but we are going to leave the surface closed for a minute because we've got a couple of undead up there. And I don't want to deal with them right now. We can deal with them next session. There's nothing really urgent to be done on the surface, so to be frank, I feel like the gates can stay shut for quite some time before we need to worry. Let's have a look at the population and see what's going on, because Ravelin is claiming population drop, which isn't unlikely, let's face it. 44 adults, 25 children and 0 vulnerable babies. No population drop from this incident, but we have had a population drop. We've definitely had some mining accidents, Ravelin, since you were last here. Ass egg squishing. What you've got to do is you've got to put the ass egg in a brown paper bag, put it on the person you hate's doorstep and set it on fire. That's how it works. If your back half is cut off, you technically don't have knackers. That's true. I mean, technically, if they cut your head off, have you been gelded? If your head's cut off and the consciousness resides in the head, have you had your balls cut off, technically? Interesting. Interesting. Why was he wearing a sheep wool cloth over that cheek? Do you have COVID-19 in Dwarf Fortress 2? That's an interesting question, Garnbergian. Welcome back, thanks for joining us. Maybe they do. Maybe they're just making some lovely wool cloths face masks to try and keep themselves from catching the dreaded COVID. Oh dear. We don't know where those hairy worms have been. That's true. If there's one thing you can be fairly confident of about hairy worms, is they get into some untoward places. And you don't want hairy worms in your untoward places if you can avoid it. Excuse me. I think gelding starting at the neck is extreme gelding. No, extreme gelding is when you do it as part of a skateboarding trick. You have to ollie up off the floor and then do a kickflip, which brings the board round, removing the testicles. That's how it works. Oh God, the idea of losing one's testicles in a skateboarding accident fills my body with cold chills, as opposed to hot chills. Hot chills. Okay. Right, it looks like the fortress is fairly safe. I'm going to do another quick look at the adamantine veins, see how that's going. Okay, the digging is, or the channeling at least, is doing okay. We've got to channel out a bit more here, a bit more over here. I don't know. We're definitely not going to be able to... I don't know, 4s and 3s. Can you channel out? I think you can channel out in 3s, but in 4s it's a little bit too deep. So we need to dig a little bit deeper at least. Okay, so D, H for a channel. I'll do it at priority 1 because I want to see it get done pretty quickly. And then we'll channel over like this, leaving enough room for them to get down to channel this shit out. That needs to be priority 1 as well. Priority 2 ain't cutting the mustard anymore. I don't feel too bad about this actually. Maybe an extra row of digging or channeling will give us the extra space we need for this to settle down into workable depths, but we'll see. We shall see. If we can do a channel on here, that would be nice. If we could actually channel out on this floor here down to get some of this. Oh, there's not even magma there. Ooh, someone pooped in chat, which makes sense because I've left you in Dwarf Therapist. What I was saying is if we could channel this level here, that will fill up to 7s on the lower level. And if we look down there, there's not even any magma. So maybe that's not what I want to do. Maybe I want to try channeling out somewhere else first. Oh, decisions, decisions, decisions. Ravelin says, pretty sure 1800s coal miners had better mining conditions than these dwarves. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that. Usually, when a mine flooded, they tended to stop digging it, but we've deliberately flooded a mine and told people to get down there in those slippery conditions and keep digging. So maybe I'm an evil 1800s capitalist, one of those Pinkerton hiring bastards. Oh dear, I thought I was a goodie. I really did. Never mind. DF Fortress. Oh, that's a nice little tautology you've done there. Dwarf Fortress, a game where your coffin maker is your first dwarf to level to legendary. It's not uncommon to have a very, very good guy making the coffins. Lots of fancy, fancy coffins. It doesn't take long. If you channel every alternative floor tile in a row, they shouldn't have accidents. Oh, okay. So, alright, okay, so one on, one off. So instead of doing what I'm doing now, I should do this, like that, and then come back and do the missing squares? Is that what you're saying? Am I interpreting that correctly? You can abuse the height disadvantage. Well, technically, in a mine, it's actually an advantage to be short, right? Makes it easier to get down in the little tunnels. What can you find underground? Minerals, munstars, ass eggs. At the moment, the only ore we found of any interest was cassiterite, the ore of tin, and frankly, it's useless. So we ended up using a little trick to duplicate steel items and make ourselves some steel to practice with before we got our adamantine. But realistically, this map here is garbage for digging. With this blue stuff here, this stuff, that's about all this map's got. Adamantine, the truly most prized material for dwarves. Which is a shame. It would be nice to have a little bit more variety to make stuff with, but hey, if I can get a full military, all-wearing adamantine plate, I'll be happy. They don't even have to be good. That's right, then nobody will be stood on a tile that's being channeled. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The only thing we could do worse is forcing the children and vulnerable babies into the mines. To be honest, they go anyway. The babies, well, we haven't got any babies at the moment. If we have babies, the parents just take them wherever they're going. So they carry on working, and if there's an accident, the baby goes in too. Bit of a shame, really. Ideally, you'd want some sort of creche, right? You can turn what on? Oh, you can you? You can have the kids digging in dwarf. Oh, that's interesting. Because 25 of our population, I mean, are currently children and unable to do shit. Then again, I quite like the idea of having a generation grow up in the fortress. It doesn't usually happen. This fortress has done quite well in terms of frame rate and its longevity. Very often we'll end up with... Was that the ghost? Shit, yeah, we need to make that memorial slab, don't we? Build Alt-S. Let's place a memorial slab here. Press X. There we go. Lovely, that should deal with the ghost. And then we come down here again and wait for the mining to get done. Jesus, they don't like actually doing mining, do they? They're very keen to leave the mining jobs to other people who aren't going to do them because they're not miners. Come on, guys, get down here. Currently, our miners are sleeping, digging, storing an item in a bin. Who's digging? Biscuits. There's a dwarf called Biscuits currently digging. Oh, wait, is it the... No, that's priority 4. Oh, it's going to be the food stockpile first. Then, of course, we've also got this bad boy to dig out, haven't we? Metalsmith's Hall, I think? Right? Huh. You can entertain the mine children with carts on circular loops. Bonus points at any roller coaster segments. So that would be fun. Although I'm pretty sure we're going to end up with long red smears on the floor where we once had children. So I might give that a miss for now. Then again, I've never done minecarts properly, have I? I've done like a minecart that goes backwards and forwards, but never really done anything more elaborate than that. Excuse me. If this next embark that Sal's talking about is that great, maybe I will do some minecarts to try and take advantage of whatever fantastical materials are available. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Ravelin feels like they must emphasise that their child labour comment was not endorsement, but within the realms of Dwarf Fortress, child labour's fine. Obviously in the real world, not so much. Not so much. Better to let kids do other stuff than actually work, right? Doesn't make sense. A friend trapped the kids in a room where they could see war prisoners fall to their death and splash. Then he put in enough dogs that they started fighting due to lack of space. The kids grew up to be the best soldiers because they didn't care about anything anymore. See, that's an excellent psychological training program. That's someone who's put a lot of thought and effort into their military. Well done. Unlike my dog shit military, who have just sort of wander around every now and again and sort of maybe do a bit of training occasionally. Mind you, I've only got 7 of them. I really should bolster their numbers by adding just 3 more. Right, get a nice full set of 10. What's my training schedule like as well? Yeah, I've got them training with 7 minimum. That's no good, is it? So if I say edit, and then we take the order down to train with 4... No, let's call it 3 soldiers minimum. Shift enter, done. And then we'll copy and paste these orders here. Maybe we'll get more training done that way. And at least 3 dwarves can do a group training session, right? Not just sparring. Then again, if we make it 2 minimum, then kind of increases the likelihood they'll start sparring, right? Or am I crazy? Just tell the kids they're going to play Minecraft in real life. Oh my goodness. I to be honest, both of my kids would jump at that and then regret it deeply. They'd be like, yay, Minecraft! And then they'd be down there going, I've got the black bung. Which would be no good. I wouldn't want that. I would like my children to grow up happy and healthy. That would be the best outcome. That amount of traps truly speaks to my paranoia. Well, I mean, I'm big on traps. I do like the cage traps. Oftentimes we'll end up with a large number of captured enemies that we use in fighting pits and the like. But this time I haven't really got round to it yet. Then again, we don't actually have a huge number of trapped. This is our trapped stuff. There's a giant in there. There's a lot of undead, bug bats. Yeah, it's not an exciting array of stuff. It's just a hodgepodge of nonsense, basically. But we'll find something to do with them. We'll get round to it. We will get round to doing some sort of stuff with them. Come on, miners, dig out more of this food stockpile. Please. I want to do a little bit more digging down here before we end the stream. Then again, it is now 3 minutes past 3 in the morning, so maybe I should start thinking about winding this bad boy up. Maybe I should start thinking about the handover to Sal. Is that a ghost in the water again?
Ghost in the water, haunting wetly.
No, I don't like it. Bad lyrics. Didn't do right. You know what? I think we will call time. Seeing as everything seems to have ground to a halt anyway, and we've got miasma in the trade depot from all the beaten up hairy worms. Beat that hairy worm, make it sick. Oh God, stop it. Terms of service, don't violate. Come on. Just calm down, scoundrel. You're going to get yourself banned. And then what will you do for a hobby? Exactly. Come on, settle down. Just checking to make sure there's no more loose hanging stuff that needs to get done. Holy shit. That's a lot of crap. Oh, we've got a lot of sandbags by the look of things. Ropes, crowns, instruments. I didn't realise there was so much crap to put away. Well, next time we'll have to deal with that. We'll have to do something about all the overflowing stockpiles we've got. That's a lot of buckets too. Buckets, wheelbarrows. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Okay. Everything's fine. Hopefully the military will get going as well. That would be the ideal scenario. If our military get good, we get the adamantine armour made up, we get more adamantine out of the ground, adamantine weapons, then we can have ourselves a nice little finale. Maybe pit our highly trained military against some clowns or something. Could be nice. Could be nice. Cryzed. I once read... Welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for joining us. I once read a small dwarf story snippet about a dwarf getting burned terribly and the medical dwarf fixing him up with adamantine thread, which resulted in being almost immortal. Oh, is that possible in Dwarf Fortress? I would guess that sounds like something that definitely could have happened at some point and may even still be possible. But I would imagine what would happen is you'd use the stitches and it would make some sort of armour layer. Because adamantine is a very, very resilient material. Very resilient. One of the things we've had mentioned in this before is a method of training that makes dwarves feel no pain is to have like a waterfall of magma which puts hot magma mist in the air, which is just the right amount, will burn off the dwarf's skin and destroy all their nerve endings so they no longer feel pain and can fight more combat effectively. I mean, it's quite dark. It's very Astartes. It's very 40k. But, you know, if it works, it works. I think, was that you, Plutonium Jesus, who came up with that? Or was that someone else? I'm not entirely sure. We haven't gone that far yet. We haven't tried that. At the moment, I'm just going for fancy pants armour and a little bit of training. But we'll see. Maybe we'll want to take it that far. There's a follow. That's it. That's what you got to do. That's how you get people to follow when you're playing Dwarf Fortress. Tell them the old burning the skin off story. That really gets the attention. Excuse me, this nose is driving me mad. Sorry, hay fever. I apologise. Let me just mute the microphone and blow my nose before we do the whole signing off thing. Oh, microphone. Sorry about that, but hopefully I spared you the sound of me blowing my nose. It was quite noisy. There we go, that's all dealt with. So, just received an email from Instagram telling me that people I know, including my girlfriend, have posted stuff on Instagram, which I very rarely use. Apparently you're supposed to use it to build an audience, which to bring to Twitch. However, I'm not entirely sure how you do Dwarf Fortress stuff on Instagram. Is it the same audience? Does anybody here use Instagram? Or do you think that's barking up the wrong tree? I don't know. People who are into like growing Twitch channels and stuff, they're all like, oh no, Instagram, amazing, Twitter, get yourself a following. And I'm sitting there thinking, it's all very well to say get a following on Instagram and Twitter, but how the fuck am I supposed to do that? It's an entirely separate thing. I'd rather just fanny around on Twitch and see who ends up watching. It makes more sense. No, that's what I was thinking, Cryzed. Is it Cryzed? Am I mispronouncing that? Cryzed. Cryzed? I'm going to guess it's Cryzed. That's my pronunciation. It may not be your pronunciation, but until we've ironed things out, we'll never know what's right. Or I won't. Anyway, obviously you know. Unless you don't. Maybe you accidentally made that name just by spamming on the keyboard. Who knows? Who knows? Anything is possible within reason. So not everything is possible. Cryzed. Oh, good. I got it right. Anyway, where were we? We were winding up, weren't we? I used to have a substantial following on Twitter, and I regret every day of it. You know what? Every time I go on I use Twitter exclusively for promoting this stream and just doing live notifications, which everyone says, don't do that, it's a waste of time. People follow me. It's just another chance they'll notice that I'm live and come and watch. But every time I go on there and I look at other people's posts, it kind of destroys my will to live. And I understand why Twitter is a valuable medium, but it seems so most of the time, you know? I like Reddit. A lot of people don't like Reddit, they don't rate it at all. But at least with Reddit you can go, these are the things I like, this is what I want to see, I don't need to see any of this other shit. Whereas inevitably on Twitter you end up with all sorts of bullshit coming past you. And, you know, I don't even use Facebook. Fuck Facebook. Literally never had an account. I got burned. Well, I didn't get burned, but I learned how fucking pointless it was back in the days of old... what was the one before that Rupert Murdoch bought stupidly? God. Someone will say it in chat before I come up with it. That's the one, MySpace. Yes, I had a MySpace page and that was it. Probably still have a MySpace page, to be fair. That'd be embarrassing. Oh God, I might have to go and hunt that down and delete it. Does MySpace even exist anymore? Let's have a quick peek. Hang on. Let's find out. MySpace. I would have still been in school when I did it. Holy shit, MySpace is still a thing! No, it ended in 2008. It's now a very different thing. Okay. Okay, there we go. Anyway, enough of this nonsense looking up MySpace. What are you doing? Quality content, right? Friendster. Oh my god, do you remember not Friend Finder? What was the really early one that ended up getting bought by ITV? Friend something. Not Friend Finder. I can't remember now, but it was all about finding the people you went to school with. And it had like a listing of everybody who went to every school, and you went in there and went, this is my year, these are the people I know. I think you need a bigger pasture or more butchering. That's true, Sal, actually. Looking at this notification, it does suggest that I need a little bit more room. And to be honest, if we actually look at my pastures, they are looking a bit packed. Maybe it's time to stop eating dog and start eating some beef. Get some beefy goodness on our plates. Beef bowl. Live journal. No, I never had a live journal. Classmates. It's something like that. That may have been a version in North America, but we had one in the UK that was it was like really early. It was pre-MySpace. It was like one of the sort of like seminal one of the really early social media platforms, which is literally dedicated to finding the people you went to school with. Anyway, enough of this. I've gone off on a weird tangent now about social media, which is really irrelevant. Although, feel free to follow me on Twitter or have I got an Instagram account? Maybe. If you find someone on a social media thing that's called the_scoundrel_m, there's a very strong probability it's me. Very strong. Highly unlikely it's not. But hey, there you go. So let's say goodbye to the YouTubers. We've pretty much finished with the Dwarf Fortress portion of this stream. Thank you very much for watching, YouTube. It's been a pleasure recording for you, but you're going to have to wait for the next one now. God knows when it will happen. I've still got a big queue of stuff to upload. I should have done it ages ago, but I'm so lazy. Bye!